Hello there everyone, how you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today we're going to r/NoSleep to read a creepypasta written by the Shady Pair called Prison of Flesh. If you all enjoyed today's story, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, just a few emojis will do, and let's get started, shall we? I've heard before the brain remains active for 30 seconds after death, that our nails and hair keep growing long past you've been under. Maybe we don't die, not really. At least I sure didn't. There wasn't anything of particular noteworthiness about me. I lived in an average house, was in an average relationship, had an average job. I still remember driving to the office one afternoon, maybe just a little more tired than usual. I filled out some paperwork, replied to some emails. At some point, I think I dozed off at my desk. I woke up in a narrow wooden box, dropping flowers all over the ground. As I sat up, because they had been all around me, I remember the way my husband looked at me, his eyes red with tears and wide with shock. Other people scattered around, some stepping back and others screaming. "Dear, what's going on?" We contacted the hospital. There must have been some sort of mistake, but they said there wasn't. I had no heartbeat, no pulse, no vital signs of any sort. I was dead, but at the same time, I wasn't. They made a series of exams and then a load of phone calls to so many people from so many places, until finally someone called them back from somewhere in Denmark where they had a couple more cases like mine kept under custody, and from then on, my life wasn't normal anymore. I took part in so many tests and examinations I've lost count. Blood tests, urine, spinal fluid, MRI scans, you name it. I don't know how it started. None of us knew. Maybe it was a virus outbreak like it happens in so many movies, or some sort of fungus. Maybe it was a mutation of some sort. But maybe we were always like this and nobody knew until it was too late. At first, there wasn't much externally wrong with us. At least, not enough for a stranger on the street to notice. There was just a numbness at the tip of our fingers, and we couldn't keep food down, but we didn't get hungry either. Then whatever drugs or medicine they used stopped working. They just didn't flow anymore, I think. Our bodies grew a little colder every day, our movements a little more rigid, our voices a little less clear, like our vocal cords were decaying. I wondered if we were rotting from the inside out. I had video calls with my family every week. When I could no longer speak, I started typing my messages instead. And when I could no longer do that, the nurses called them for me and updated them about how I was doing. Then it was inevitable. We were 5 people sitting in a sterile white room. 5 others stood across from us in hazmat suits. This time there was no padded coffins or fancy flower garlands, and I knew exactly what was going on. The metal shone in their hands, and I wanted to close my eyes for what I hoped would be the last time, but I couldn't do it. I went in with my lids open. "Aim for the head," a voice came through the speakers, and then they pulled the trigger. The noise was deafening. There was pain for a second, then my mind went hazy. They laid us down together in a tomb of sealed concrete. I can't turn around, but I can feel someone's hand twitching against mine. I think it's Owen's. He still could move a little better than I did. Here's the thing they don't tell you about death. There isn't a moment a switch gets flipped, and darkness becomes nothing, or you see the light at the end of a tunnel. There isn't a moment where you meet your long-lost loved ones, or are greeted by a spectral being to guide you to the halls of whatever afterlife you believed in. But there also is not a moment where you claw out of your grave, with a mind free of thoughts and a craving for living flesh. You just continue, immobile and stuck in the shell of what was once you. The only hunger is that of the worms crawling in your guts. I was still there, long past my body's last sign of resistance. I was there when the heat seeped from my skin, and I'm still here as the marrow rots in my bones. The day shifts slowly. There's nothing I can do. When nature crawls past the cement to claim me someday, I will lay still. I'll still be here. I'm afraid I'll remain long past when my flesh is gone, when my skull is filled with moss and flowers bloom inside my ribcage. There isn't an end to my story. There isn't revenge, mourning, or a moral compass to be learned. There is only death and the infinity that comes with it. Thank you all for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, just some emojis will do. And if you want to submit a story of your own to be read, email me at jrhoffman2806@outlook.com. You can also find it in the description below. I will see you all next time. Hasta la pasta.